Hello everyone, my name is Reiki, and in this video I'm going to talk about technology in our life, especially about storage technology. Storage technology is is the hard drive still worth it or still used in this year or today? So as we know that in this life, to store all the data we want, we must use storage technology, right? So the technology that is often used is hard drive. Hard drive are known as very useful storage, ranging from the large and the small physics forms. However, and at this time, all storage has changed. Yeah, the hard drive today is are changed by that we know as SSD or solid state drive. We know that 10 years ago, all our devices like laptop or computer, all of their use a hard disk to be their storage, right? So as we know that the hard disk start from 100 gigabyte until 1 terabyte, and today almost all devices use SSD as their main storage. So why hard disk is replaced by SSD? So the answer is simple, because SSD is faster than hard disk. Why? Because SSD has technology that more superior or more better than hard disk. Then and then hard disk is use all technology that cannot cannot compare to SSD as the storage. So because SSD capabilities are far superior to hard disk, and with the simple reason, today all of the devices use SSD. And then because this because today the technology is really popular and everyone can use the technology, and then SSD become more popular than hard disk. So the question is hard disk still used now or still worth it for now? So my answer is yes. The hard disk still used. And I think you can buy the hard disk now. For now, why? So the hard disk have a power or capability that SSD never have. That is about can save the data more long life than SSD. So although indeed in terms of hard disk capabilities it is inferior to SSD, but the use of hard disk still used to store important data. Why why don't SSD use for store important data, because the technology of SSD, if they used for write and read data, as long as much they can, the technology of SSD will be slowed down. The power will slow down, and this is not this is I think that is the bad of SSD, because if we say about hard disk will never become like SSD power, and that is slowed down by time, or slowly by time, and the hard disk never do that. Then and then now, if they are compared with all the old SSD and the new expensive SSD, so for the long life data, the hard disk still win. And then if and then in yeah, today the hard disk drive is really cheap than SSD. So if anyone want to save their data, main data or archive, they will choose hard disk to become their storage. And then now hard disk drive have very large size. If I said before that the hard disk in 10 years ago only 1 terabyte, now we know now hard disk drive have very large size. That, as I know, hard disk drive can make a storage about 10 terabytes, or thousand no 10,000, yeah, 10,000 gigabyte. Yeah, it is really expensive for me, or yeah, more large than SSD. I think because of that, hard drive are currently only used as storage for important data or perhaps archive. But if we say about for main storage, of course I will choose SSD, because SSD has has a speed faster than hard disk for reading and write data. So if we use if we use hard disk for main storage, is you will feel like it's time goes slowly, because hard disk is really slow for read or write data than SSD. So for me, I think hard drive are, yeah, still useful today, but only for important data or perfect archive, while SSD becomes the main storage because of the speed of reading data. Then yeah, once again, hard disk I think hard disk still useful and worth it to use for us. That's all about me. I say thank you. Goodbye.